He did everything right. From an early age, he learned that life was a ladder: school, college, success. He studied like a convict in high school, with dark circles under his eyes and handouts stuck to his forehead. He refused parties, dating, and weekends. He exchanged fun for mock exams. I slept on top of the notebook, dreamed of essays with 1,000 grades. On the big day of the entrance exam, he arrived trembling, sweating, with his heart beating as if it were a championship final. When he saw his name on the university's list of approved students, he cried as if he had been born again. The family screamed. The family's WhatsApp group has become virtual fireworks. "It's just the beginning, my son," they said. 4 years later, he was there, smile glued to his face, gown, cap in the air, diploma in hand, taking selfies with his mother, with his aunt, even with his uncle who only shows up when there is a barbecue. It all seemed to make sense. It was the so-called day of conquest, the moment he had exchanged a good part of his adolescence for. There he is again. But now, standing in a dark, rain-soaked parking lot, holding a pizza box with cheese dripping down the side, the box is so hot that it seems to burn your fingers. He rings the doorbell of the house, which is actually someone's basement. Wait, nothing. Play again. Finally, a voice shouts, "Come down, bro." And it goes down. He smiles again, but it's another smile. The one who says, "That's a prank, right?" But it is not. For years of college, $30,000 in debt, and the only person who still values his degree is the pizzeria manager, and only because he knows how to write Calabresa Comborda in legible handwriting. He studied for 4 years. To say, "large pepperoni" for Mike, at the age of 17, he was told, "If you want to be someone in life, you have to go to college." And he believed. He believed strongly, with faith, sweat, and bill. After all, every adult around him repeated this as if it were a sacred commandment. Without a degree, no one takes you seriously. College is an investment, not an expense. Do you want to be a garbage man? Your cousin has already passed law. Each sentence was a push deeper into the debt grave. So he went there, chose a course that has a future, even without really understanding what management with an emphasis on sustainable innovation with a focus on ESG and value chain was. It didn't make sense, but the name was beautiful, and the college's folder even had a drone filming the library. He took out a student loan. After all, it's worth the investment, they said. They just forgot to warn that this investment does not yield neither interest nor return. It only yields charges. He spent 4 years immersed in works that no one reads, tests with pranks and professors with doctorates in arrogance. He discovered in depth the difference between theory and reality, and how reality rarely enters the classroom. I had to memorize authors that no one outside the academic bubble knows, and of course, learn to work in a group with people who disappear on the eve of delivery. When he finally received his diploma, he felt he was ready for the world. But the world, I didn't care. He sent his resume everywhere. LinkedIn, job sites, job groups on Facebook. His email became a graveyard of "thank you for your interest," silence, frustration, and the first concrete proposal he received was, "We are hiring delivery drivers. Salary compatible with the market of underemployment. They promise success." He got debt, anxiety, and 15 delivery stops per hour. He had a dream. He grew up watching commercials saying that college is the way to a better life. And the commercial was always the same. Smiling young people, dress clothes, open laptops, coffees in hand, and a panoramic elevator slowly rising to the top of a mirrored building. The penthouse was a corporate paradise with a view to success. And he believed, closed his eyes and saw himself there. Tight tie, straight hair, a name tag with a name in gold letters. A sports car parked underground, an apartment with automatic curtains, and a golden retriever named Steve wagging his tail on the porch. It was just studying, passing, graduating, and all of that would be his. Your reality: pizzeria uniform, oil-stained cap, and a car with the window lock that turns traffic into an oven, sweating, stuck between horns, with the pizza slipping. On the passenger seat, he arrives at his destination, a house falling apart. The bell rings, nobody answers. Play again. A boy in sweatpants opens the door and says, "It took a while, huh?" He picks up the pizza with one hand and throws the coins with the other, as if he were feeding a pigeon. He smiles, but it's an automatic smile without a soul. Inside, a piece of it is disconnected, and at the end of the month, the bills arrive, as always, Merciless, student loan, $687. Tips of the month, $43. And an expired ice cream coupon. He goes to the piggy bank, shakes it with faith. What comes out? A penny, a shirtless button, and a crooked paper staple, and the noise of emptiness. That dry sound of someone who tried to do everything right, and ended up collecting crumbs. A college degree used to mean status, now it means stress. It is there, in the middle of the night shift, between one delivery and another, that he does what he should never do. Open Instagram, the algorithm. Sadistic. It seems that he smells frustration. The first thing that appears is a reels of the school friend who dropped everything to become a barber. Yes, the one who got a 0 in math, who slept in class and said he would never use mascara. That's that. Today he has a stylish barbershop with purple LED lights, leather armchairs, electronic music, and a 2-week waiting list. He makes premium cuts and even has a motivational podcast where he says phrases like, "You don't need a degree to be badass." Brother, he laughs, but it's kind of nervous. Slide to the side. Another friend appears, the one who became a programmer on his own. He never set foot in college, but he learned everything from online courses and videos of a bearded guy on YouTube. Now he works from a network in Bali. Flowery shorts, coconut water, beach background and caption saying, "Working from anywhere in the world changes everything." Hashtag digital nomad. One more slip. A third friend posting the new car bought by selling collectible sneakers online. And our hero, he's there. Sweaty, wearing a fat-stained cap, sitting in the car seat that makes noise even when he's stopped his diploma. It's still there, glued to the wall of the kitnet, with one more detail, a tomato sauce stain from the pepperoni pizza that fell last week. He looks at the diploma and thinks, did I do everything wrong? But he can't throw it away. It's still a trophy. Of war, a symbol that he fought, even if no one else cares. Neither did the bank. Imagine training to be a knight and ending up as a court jester. He remembers exactly the day. I was sitting in the boardroom, staring at the motivational poster on the wall in Eagle, flying with the phrase, "The sky's the limit." That's when the school counselor leaned in, looked him straight in the eye, and said, "Without college, you'll be nothing." That entered as a divine law in his head, as if there were a secret door to failure and the diploma was the only key not to fall into it. Technical courses? Something of those who gave up. Online income? Coup, undertake, madness. The only option was to stick their heads in the books, swear allegiance to student debt, and follow the script that everyone swore would work. Cut to today, the same advisor, yes, that same one now posts catchphrases on LinkedIn. The world has changed. We need creative minds, not just degrees. With 12 likes and a fire emoji, ironic, right? Because when he was a student, creativity was synonymous with lack of focus. Meanwhile, colleagues with no future are surfing in other seas. One became a plumber and earns more than many engineers. Another sells clothes on eBay and travels the world. There is the one who installed car stereos in the back of his house and today has his own store. And another one who learned about importing and became the king of dropshipping, and him, trying to convince the pizzeria manager to give him a chance to become shift boss. He has a curriculum. He has a diploma, but every interview ends the same way. We look for someone with experience. He even wanted to, but no one wanted to give the first. The market wants the impossible, that it has started from the top. They pushed the dream. He's now paying the price. It is the last delivery of the night. He can no longer feel his feet. The sneakers are soaked, the sock glued to the heel, and the smell of pepperoni seems to have melted into his soul. He parks in front of a huge house lit by reflectors that could serve as a beacon at the airport. Modern facade, automatic gate, 3 cars in the garage, 2 of them electric, 1 convertible. He looks at the GPS. It's right there. Last stop. He adjusts his cap, holds the pizza box with both hands, takes a deep breath, and rings the bell. Are you waiting for that classic, "I don't have change, sorry"? Maybe AI forgot I asked for. Or just the traditional leave it at the door. But no, the door opens. And who appears is the impossible. The guy that no one expected to see, their funny repeater of the school. The one who made fun of everything, missed classes, was called a hopeless case by the teachers. Yes, him. Now, with an open shirt, a thick necklace, the tan of someone who does not work under a fluorescent lamp. He's on the phone laughing out loud. He says, "Yes, we closed. Sponsorship of 50,000 this month, and that's just the beginning." Stickman freezes. He holds the pizza firmly as if it were the last bit of dignity. The guy picks up the box without even looking, mutters a thanks, boss, and ... closes the door. No tip, no recognition, only silence. He descends the 3 steps of the entrance slowly. The noise of the wet shoe seems to echo like a drum of failure. And there, in the middle of the sidewalk, he stops. Look ahead, then up. The sky is clear. At least that, but inside, silence weighs more than debt. He followed the rules. Others followed the money he comes home dragging. His feet, every step is a protest. The whole body hurts as if it had been hit by a pepperoni truck. The backpack slips off his shoulder and falls to the ground with a dry thud. He doesn't even bother to catch her. The uniform stinks of pepperoni, sweat, and defeat. He throws his cap in the corner, and it lands on a pile of pamphlets from the pizzeria. The apartment is small, stuffy, quiet. The kitchen light flashes. The refrigerator makes an annoying hum. He slowly walks to the wall where the diploma hangs. The glass fogged up, the frame already crooked. One side is taking off. The yellowed paper doesn't even seem important anymore. He stops in front of him and stares at him for long seconds. No one looks at this diploma anymore. Neither do the recruiters, neither do his friends, neither did he. With a deep sigh, he pulls it off the wall. He runs his hand over the name printed with pompous letters. Then he crouches down, goes to the dining table, one of those foldables that rocks like a boat. He places the folded diploma under the shorter foot. Press, the table stops shaking. Ready? It finally served something. He sits down, slowly. Open the notebook. The screen loads slowly, as if feeling the weight of the night. He types with tired fingers, how to learn to program without college. For the first time in a long time, something in the chest warms up. It's not hope yet, but it is the beginning. A breath of maybe, a flash of freedom, and this time, without the need for a badge, debt, or cap. College isn't bad, blind faith in it is. Next, why skipping college might actually be the smartest move of your life.